Welcome into Kitchen Talk Pickleball Edition. I'm your host, Caitlin Miller, and this week we have the Walker sisters, Angie and Alex Walker. It's so good to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
I love it. So basically, you guys were both D1 tennis players. Tell me a little bit about just kind of your story and how you got involved in pro pickleball.
So we were both D1 tennis players. I played for Idaho State University and Alex.
I played for the University of Montana.
And we both ended up graduating in the same year in 2022 because my senior year was COVID. So I ended up taking a fifth year of tennis, started a master's, completed my master's. Alex finished her undergrad in the same year. And, during that COVID time is when we first started playing pickleball, but still being tennis players, we weren't really ready to take it like full time until I did first in January of 2023. But yeah, we can thank our mom for the reason that we love pickleball because she is the one that introduced it to us. And so every summer we'd go back from university, we'd play with our mom, play with our dad. It was like a family thing. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I'm going to play some professional tournaments and see where this takes me. And I know Alex was a few months behind me on the taking it like full-time thing, but I'm so happy that she did eventually join me.
Yeah, I owe it to Angie to getting me out there to start playing because I graduated and then I went back home to Vancouver and I was living at home and coaching tennis and kind of settling into life after college. And Angie was like, this is the best thing ever. You've got to come out and try it. And I was a bit reluctant at first because I had just finished playing and was kind of ready to do something different. And I'm so glad that I gave it a chance because it's been so much fun and I just love it so much.
And I feel like that was the big turning point is when you guys are from Vancouver, Canada, and then you guys both moved to Scottsdale in September. And that's actually when I first met Angie. So I guess what made you guys decide to like make that big move? And I feel like it's led to so many great things for you two.
Yeah, no, Scottsdale and like just Arizona in general has some of the greatest people. I've met like friends that became like as close as family almost instantly when I was originally playing and like kind of just jumping around the country. I didn't really have a home base. And so being able to, meet the Arizona people on the road, I got convinced to move here. So then I convinced Alex to move here and we've loved it ever since. Like, honestly, this is exactly where we want to be. It's been perfect so far for us. So we love Arizona.
I love it. And obviously you guys were both elite tennis players, went to different schools, but did you ever play doubles tournaments together as tennis players, or is this a new thing ever since you both found pickleball?
I think we played a couple. We played like a handful of doubles tennis tournaments together in juniors when we were growing up. But playing together all the time, full time, like training together, traveling together, it's a totally new experience because we went to different schools. Our schools would play against each other, but we didn't get to play really with each other for 5 years there.
It was 6 years there because I went to school in 2016. Alex went in 2018, and then we both graduated in 2022. But yeah, I would say like when I was maybe U16, she was U14, we played like a few together. So it had been a long time since we'd played together.
That's so fun. And I mean, obviously you two are a great team. You're both signed players. You've had a lot of success, have been on TV, been on center court. What has that whole journey been like for you guys?
It just keeps getting better and better. I feel like every time we step out on the court, we're looking for that new challenge and looking to get better and keep making steps forward. And so every time we're given the opportunity to play on center, that's really cool to play in front of a crowd and to just kind of show what we've been working towards.
Yeah, it's so different from tennis because I would have been like totally fine being on like the backcourt, like in tennis, like don't watch me. But in pickleball, I just feel like it's so exciting. It's new. And like Alex and I together, it's just like a dream come true, honestly, to be like, I don't know, getting to play and do this journey with her and travel with her. She's by far my best friend. So it's just like getting to like show that when we're on center or whatever. It's just so fun. It's like there's nothing like that feeling of like being out there with your sister. So,
and that kind of goes back to the Arizona community that we have. Like all these players travel with us to the tournament, so they'll be sitting on our sideline cheering us on. We'll be sitting on their sideline cheering them on, and we'll all get to stay together. And so it's just been a really great experience all around.
And what would you say? Obviously, you guys are sisters, so you know each other so well. How, like, does that help you, especially during like competition and traveling all that time? Like, how does that really help you guys as a team, would you say?
I would say like we honestly are closer than ever, and I think that shows on the pickleball court that like we, I don't know, trust each other, we get along. Obviously, we have like moments of like not getting along, but I would
Of
say at the
course,
end of
of
the
course.
day, like at the end of the day, she's family, she's my sister, and I think at the end of the day, like we're a good team because we can just trust each other and love each other unconditionally. So
I think we know each other's triggers. So like when maybe I'm having an off day, Angie knows how to step in and kind of calm me down. And I would say vice versa the same way. We know we balance each other out well. I think you said that. And
yeah,
I don't know, where we kind of complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. So where like I'm lacking, she makes up for it. You're never lacking, but if you were, you know, I think that we complement each other in that way.
Yeah. I'd say like, like she said, like I can be like super fiery and she can like be the calm, steady one. So it's just, we're very complimentary of each other and our personalities.
And what would you say like each of your roles are on the court when you guys play together?
So I'd say that just because I've been playing longer, I'm kind of maybe the strategizer. Like, I'll look ahead at the draw and I'll kind of like create a game plan for us. And Alex is like, cool, just like tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. So like that's pretty cool because I don't know. I know like some of the players better just because I've been around longer, I've seen them more so. But together we'll like study film and stuff now, which I think has been a very big help for our game as a team because now like we sit down and we watch it together and we started strategizing a bit more together.
I think that strategizing thing that she said, that's very much so like the older sister in her and the younger sister in me, where she's like, this is what you're gonna do, and I'm like, cool, just tell me what to do and I'll go do it.
That's so funny you say that because when we were filming Paddle Battle, I always picked Angie to help like save me, and she's like, all right, Caitlin, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and then she's like, and then we're gonna win. And I was like, I literally listened to her and you made us win. So I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had so much fun on Paddle Battle with you. Oh my gosh, that was a fun experience.
It was so much fun. And what would you guys, I mean, it's so special that like, I guess you guys kind of thought probably your athletic career was like over after tennis, and the fact that you guys get to come back together as sisters, compete. What do you think has been like the most memorable match of you two playing together?
Good one. I'm gonna go with our first match stepping out at the Masters together this year. We played another signed pro and we like did a very good job of like being steady and sticking to the game plan and like just being a rock out there. You know what I mean? Like we were, I guess when you're like we in the position that we're in where we're signed pros and whatnot, like amongst all the top players, like playing them all the time, like you really want to prove yourself. You want to show that you also belong there. And so there's been times where like I feel like I've wanted it like so bad. It's honestly been like detrimental. And I think like we were so calm that tournament and like so steady, and it was like our first showing. And so I like reflect back on that, like we can get there. Like that was just the start, and like so we'll have our ups and downs, but I don't know. I think like each tournament we're getting better, and we have to remember that sometimes we're playing these players for the first time and they've been on tour forever, and so getting those reps and seeing those players over and over again, it's just, I feel like the process and stuff with her, like every match is memorable, but like just going from there and where we are now, like I think it's been 4 months and we've already gotten so much better. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The very first match that we actually played at the Masters was against each other. So I would also say that one was pretty memorable for me because it was like first match of the year, January. We go to the Masters and we play against each other in mixed, and Angie won. And it was just like, yeah, we saw the draw and we are like, well, I mean, it's gonna happen. We're gonna be at all these tournaments. I'm sure that just luck of the draw. But very first tournament of the season, and we had to play against each other.
I was referring to the women, but that did happen in mixed.
Well, and you guys have such an advantage too, because you live together, you train together, and you're consistent partners too. Do you think that's like so helpful? And I know you guys just said you've improved so much just in 4 months, but to have that like consistency all the time too, I'm sure helps so much.
Yeah, I think it definitely does because I know where she's going to be. She knows where I'm going to be. We're able to practice against the other. There's a lot of really great girls that are playing pickleball here in Arizona. So we're able to get a lot of really good women's games in. And we can kind of use the strategies that we want to then implement in our matches at tournaments when we're here and we get to practice with each other. So that's super helpful.
And I will say, like, before Alex decided to go full time, it was difficult to get women's partners. Like, the sport is growing exponentially, but like even just a year ago, it was like a struggle to, even get a good partner. So now that I have her and it's like steady and we can just like, I don't have the stress of like, okay, am I even going to play left or right? Like, I don't know this person at all. Now it's just like, okay, we know what we're going to do and we can focus on different things, which I think is also
built-in partner.
Yeah. Helpful.
I love it. And obviously the draft recently happened. Angie, congrats. You got drafted to the Atlanta Bouncers. Tell me, I mean, where were you when you found this out, and how are you feeling about it?
I was so over the moon excited. It's been my goal since I started was to, be drafted by a team. And it was like coming down to the last, what is it called? Row, the last selections, the fourth picks.
Yes.
And I was in North Carolina and I had just gotten off the court and, it was like the last picks were happening. And, Jaume came up to me and he was like, we want to draft you to our team, like if you're still around when it happens. And I'm like, okay, like, but don't get my hopes up. Like, I would love to, because someone else had come up to me and was like, we want to draft you, but then they got overruled, I guess, whatever, it happens. So I was like, okay, yes, like I'd be so excited. I want to so badly. I saw who was like already on his team, and it's Jeannie Arakina, Todd Fout, and then Jaume. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to be on that team. And then when the text came through from Leanne, who's the GM, saying like, congratulations, we've selected you, I was so happy. Like, I couldn't stop smiling for the rest of the evening. I had so many people from Arizona that were there as well who were just like giving me endless hugs. So it was great.
And what do you think? Obviously, that's such a huge deal. Congratulations. What do you think will be so fun about like this team format, and then specifically, the players playing with the players on your team?
Yeah, so the players on my team are obviously like so good. Todd, just in North Carolina, semi-finalist at the PPA, Jaume finalist, and then Jeannie is amazing. So getting to play with them, I think, will just like be such an amazing experience. The team format, they always say that there's nothing quite like it, and I've had that kind of experience playing. We have a Canadian National Pickleball League back in Canada, and that was like my first taste of like the rally scoring and team stuff. And so to play it on the MLP stage coming up, I think it's just going to be like so exciting, honestly. And the team stuff, I grew up playing team sports, volleyball, basketball, so it's nice to play as a team again.
Yeah, no, that's so fun. I can't wait to watch and root you guys on. And I feel like the Walker sisters, it's like you guys are always the best dressed at these tournaments. And you guys you guys are with I love it, with Stack Athletics, with Proton. How did you kind of get involved with both of those companies, and how has that been like too, to also be sponsored?
We got connected with Proton through the Arizona Pickleball League. We were both a part of that. We played for the Surprise Stingers last season, and Proton was a sponsor for the league. And that's Charles Darling. He is the head of it, and he's awesome. He's been so helpful, so supportive. We wouldn't have been able to do what we've been doing without him and without the support of Stack. I think Stack was through an Instagram DM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we absolutely love their clothes. As soon as we saw all the product that they have to offer, immediately we were very excited about it. They are also great people, great clothing. Same thing, without their support, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Mhm.
So we're super grateful for both of those companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I love their clothes too. I'm like, all your outfits, they're like spot on. So it's fun to see. And I guess what's something that people don't really know about you two?
Ooh.
Putting you on the spot, girls.
Yeah, I'm like, other than pickleball and traveling with our entire life and the fact that we're Canadian.
We really like traveling, but obviously because we are doing this pickleball thing, we have to travel pretty much every week. But we both played not only tennis, but we played basketball all the way through senior year, and volleyball. So we were multi-sport athletes. We just love competing. We love staying active. Team sports. So that's why she's really excited about MLP and if in the future.
Yeah. Let's see, something different. We love reading.
Mm-hmm.
We have a book club with some of our friends. I love cooking. I think cooking is super fun. I don't know. We're very
No, I love that. Very wholesome. Simple. You say simple,
Yeah,
wholesome. I
like-
love it.
happy with a good book, and yeah.
And I know you guys too, you mixed doubles, you obviously both play. You switched up partners from time to time. I've seen some of the funny videos, Angie, with Sam Querrey. I mean, what are some like great memories with the guys you guys play with too? I feel like a lot of them are so entertaining and fun.
Yeah. No, playing with Sam has been amazing. Like, he makes you feel so comfortable on the court. He's like just really goofy and funny. And so we always have a really good time together. And with him, I got some of my like best mix wins so far. Beating players that were seated higher than us and whatnot. So yeah, I feel comfortable with him. I feel like, I don't know, we just like laugh when we're on the court together. And he's the big content guy now, right? So being a part of his like funny skits and whatnot has been memorable for sure. And then definitely just like when he Ernie's like 10 times in one game, that's always fun.
That video that you guys posted where you like asked each other questions, I was like dying laughing. It was so funny.
There's a portion that Alex got lucky. She got asked about US geography, and Alex is not the greatest at geography, and they left that portion out. So maybe the bloopers will come in soon.
Wes and I got every single question wrong, I think. I don't think either of us got a question right about each other. That was our first tournament playing together, so maybe if we play together in the future, we'll be better about it. But yeah, we had no idea.
Mm-hmm. And you guys have done some great content on your own. I remember watching that video too, where you guys were playing. I can't remember. You were playing two guys, and then whoever lost the point had to like ask the opposing team a question about like Canada versus the US too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who are you guys playing for that?
Yeah, that was with Connor Garnett and Michael Brady. Michael Brady does the Pickleball Focus account. So he's a good friend of ours, and then Connor Garnett is also a good friend of ours. And we were just like, let's make this interesting. Like, let's put something on the line, like Canada versus USA. It kind of just was thrown together in a matter of like 30 seconds. It was like, okay, how do we make this game like more exciting? So you could only score points, or you would win a point, and then you could only actually score the point if you got the trivia question right. So that was fun too. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of other outtakes in that one as well, but that was fun.
I love that. And obviously you guys, I mean, are traveling, I feel like almost every weekend for tournaments. But when you guys are in Scottsdale, do you typically train with the same people or how does that work?
I feel like there's such a big group of people here to play with that we are able to play with different players and see different shots and different things every day. We'll play with some of the guys some days and then play with the girls and play mixed and drill. And so, yeah, typically we'll play maybe with the same person twice a week at most, but there's just so many people to play that we can get different games in all the time.
We don't even always play with each other. I mean, we do, but we also do a lot of like our own separate games as well, and then we can like come back together. And a lot of the time, we also will like play women's and play against each other, just because it's like a good look for us to play against each other and like see and help our own games that way. So yeah, we can play like 2 to 3 times a day here. It's crazy, like how many people are always up for playing.
There's always
There's always a game
played.
I'm so jealous. We need more of that in Nashville. Wait, so I want to know then, out of curiosity, like walk me through a day in the life of the Walker sisters, like a standard day in Scottsdale.
Well, this morning we got up and we get coffee. We really like our coffee. Even though it's hot outside, I always drink hot coffee, latte. And then we went and we played pickleball for 2.5 hours. And then, usually we'll go back and shower, maybe go on a walk, cook some lunch, play pickleball again.
We normally have like a typical day in the life when we're not traveling, like a weekday, is we wake up, we have a morning session, lunch time off, a walk or gym, and then an afternoon session. Like we usually do morning and afternoon. I'd say like maybe the morning session is drilling like 3 times a week. We love playing. We need to drill more. But we try to do a morning and afternoon, and then there's always like a different activity, it seems like, at night, like whether it's dinner with our friends, watching The Bachelor, book club, going out to eat in Old Town. We usually have some sort of nightly activity. I think tonight it's Topgolf, so
And that's so good too, to like, I feel like you need to have that balance, because if you get like too caught up and you're always thinking about pickleball and what's next, I feel like that can be unhealthy, and at times like down the road especially kind of make you get burnt out. So it's good that you keep that. You guys are good at keeping that balance.
Trying to be, for sure, because when we first got here, like I wouldn't turn down a game like 3 times a day, like I was playing. So trying to be a little bit more like balanced. But yeah, I think we do a good job.
And it says something to the community that pickleball is, where it's just such a social and accepting community, where we moved here from Canada not knowing anyone. You knew maybe a couple people, but moved here and everyone was just so welcoming, and we made so many good like friends for life right away. And there's just always activities to be done with them and pickleball.
That was the nice thing. My dad at the PPA Austin tournament that we were all at, that was the first time he actually like saw pro pickleball and stuff. And he's like, I can't believe everyone says like sorry after hitting the net. They're like, he's like, everyone's so polite. It is such a special community. And even I felt like that was my first time playing pro, and you know, you guys and everyone else were so welcoming. And I feel like that is so special, because we've all, you know, grown up playing so many different sports, but I feel like you always had to like earn your way, earn the status. And like in this sport, most people are just so welcoming and nice and supportive too.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I think it's like special to be able to, you know, support one another and have a community. I wouldn't want to be out there alone. And I think like tennis could get lonely, you know, like it was so competitive, like so like you're so individual. But I feel like having a community and support has been like all the difference in like this sport and why people love it so much. So
no, definitely. And just like as you guys do continue to progress, I know one thing you mentioned was like now you guys actually, you know, watch film of yourselves. Is there anything else that you've changed also, like as you kind of, you know, get better as players over the last 4 months? Is there anything you guys have changed or added, like gym routines or anything like that, to kind of help you on the court?
Angie actually is working on her push-ups to get herself stronger. And because she used to no offense. She used to not be able to do a single push-up, and now she can do 10 normal push-ups. And
Wow.
so, yeah, getting stronger.
10.
10.
It's so embarrassing, but it's so true. Like, at the beginning of March, I started a challenge where I was doing 15 to 30 push-ups a day, but from my knees, and I wanted my goal to be by April that I could do it not on my knees anymore. So I can do 10 regular push-ups now in a row, and it's a step in the right direction. Alex, on the other hand, can just like bust them out like a military style. Like, we posted a few times about it, and she's just, yeah, she's a machine. So my goal is, yeah, it's been to like get stronger, because I think like I've already noticed that I'm like stronger, and I think just like getting even 1% better every day will be so helpful. Like I think strength is like huge. And I think like you see like a lot of the top pros are doing it now. Like Anna Bright called out her trainer, like gave him a shout out when she won gold in Austin.
I saw
And
that.
like
Yeah.
Anna Lee goes to the gym every single day. So I think like I was so like, I'm gonna play, but taking a step back and like trying to do different stuff in the gym and stuff. And I don't have a very good like disciplined routine yet, but I definitely want to get there where I'm like I will go like 4 times a week or something like that. So yeah.
And what about like, I know you mentioned getting stronger. What about like agility training and footwork? Is that something, I know you guys probably have that background from tennis, but is that something you guys do as well now too?
I think again implementing like slowly, like we haven't in the past, but I think like I was doing drills just yesterday where it was like I was like shuffling back and forth side to side, like doing like agility stuff. So yeah, adding that is definitely something that we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think just it's hard when we're on the road so much to have a set routine.
Yeah.
Because we'll be back here for a couple days and then we take off and we fly to a new place. So we're just trying to kind of right now figure out this. What was that? We've played 5 tournaments at this time, and so we're hoping moving forward that we can kind of get a routine, and when we're home, know what we're doing on the days that we're here, have it all planned out, and then hit the road. Still keep up with that routine even when we're away playing tournaments. But it's just been a bit of an adjustment so far, so we're still looking to keep building and improving our own routines and lifestyles as well.
Yeah. I feel like this month especially is like hard because there's 4 tournaments back to back in April. So I counted like on the calendar, we're home in Arizona for only a total of 7 days this whole month.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Because we go to Houston, and then after Houston is the LA tournament, and then the St. George tournament back to back, and we're not going to drive back to Phoenix. We're going to go from LA to St. George. So yeah, with only 7 days at home and all those days on the road, like, yeah, having a better routine that we can then try to do our best to follow when we're on the road is like going to be like beneficial for sure.
And just traveling in general, it's so like exhausting. And then you have to get used to like, I'm sure you're used to it now, like living in hotels, and then also trying to like eat healthy on the road, because that can get like a little bit hard too. So I give you all a lot of credit for being able to do that and sustain it. And then what would you say, like, obviously big things ahead, what would you say are some of your like short-term and long-term goals as like both a team and as individual players?
You take it?
I'd say short term, making it to the quarters and semis, and then more of a long term goal would be making championship Sunday. We are working hard. We're trying to get better, and like our goal is to go out and win. We're doing this because we want to win. And every tournament we go out, I feel like we're getting better and we're improving the things that we need to improve, and eventually it's just all going to click. And that's kind of that's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, not to say a goal for you, but I think 100% Alex MLP as well.
Yeah.
Like I think she like deserves to be there, and I think like each day that we step out on the court and like get better, maybe like just showing improving that we belong amongst the other pros. For me, yeah, like Alex said, like we're pushing a quarters. we've made it to a few round of 16s now. So pushing into the quarters would be phenomenal. And I think, yeah, just like that will come with time and more reps against the top players and whatnot. So yeah, just like staying steady to the game plan and hoping to see it through. Yeah, just keep competing our hardest and trust the process, I think, mostly, and know that it'll come.
This is a sport that we love, so I just think having fun.
And that's most important. And that's like what it seems like too with a lot of former tennis players. They kind of like told me they were getting so burnt out, and now this is something they like actually enjoy competing in, which is that's so important because that's good for, long-term success. And I know, Angie, you started a little bit sooner, but have you noticed too, like just the competition on tour, has it gotten so much greater? And even the players that are top, are they just getting better? So is it like hard to, continue to keep up with this like great competition you guys have?
Yeah, I think, definitely everyone is collectively getting better. So we all are like pushing ourselves. And I think like the top is proving why they're the top, because while everyone's like on this like chase to catch up with them, they're like staying ahead. So it's good. Like it pushes you to be better and like recognize like what is it about their game that's like keeping them ahead. So I think it's impressive, honestly, how the top has stayed the top for so long. It's honestly like super impressive. So yeah, I definitely admire that, and I think it helps me want to get better and continue to push myself and chase after that.
I love it. Well, thank you guys. Love the Walker sisters. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll stay tuned to see who joins us in the kitchen next time.